We are starting something new today. It's Morning Live with Jen and Norm. We're going to run through some of the legal developments and some of the news developments and tell you what's coming at the Contrarian today. Couple legal ad- advancements and a couple setbacks. First of all, our friends at Georgetown, ICAP, Center for Constitutional Rights, has filed on behalf of 27 religious organizations, a lawsuit challenging ICE, that's Homeland Security, new policy of going into churches and synagogues to make ordinary arrests. This is a oppressive and unprecedented, frankly, move to infringe on religious liberty. We also have, very importantly, 8 inspector generals now suing the Doge and the federal government for their improper, illegal terminations. Norm, you have a couple others.
Yeah, I thought the big headlines of the day yesterday were fork in the road case. The TRO was lifted, I think wrongly, by a conservative Boston judge. He said the unions don't have standing to represent their members. Come on, that's the whole point of unions. That case,
Fork
and
in
there
the
were
road, by the
some
way. Tell folks what Fork in the Road is all about. Fork in the Road,
fork in the road.
fake buyout.
Fork in the road is the illegal Trump administration buyout plan to try to get rid of our hardworking, nonpartisan public service experts. It actually flopped on its own merits. It looks like, we'll wait for final data, Jen, but it looks like fewer people actually took fork in the road than retired last year at the same time in the Biden administration.
So
Be that as it may,
money, taxpayers, they're throwing money away on people who would normally leave anyway.
be that as it may, that setback, which will very likely be challenged on appeal, was more than counterbalanced by a rare historic event. Donald Trump's firing of Hamp Dellinger, the head of the Whistleblower Protection Agency, the Office of Special Counsel, was so illegal that for one of the only times in the history of our country, a court ordered a president put that guy back in his job. So as of this morning, Hampton Dellinger is back protecting whistleblowers. There's going to be a flood of new lawsuits coming. Every time Trump violates the Constitution or laws of the United States, he's being met with twice as much force and power and shock and awe in favor of democracy as opposed to democracy. And I myself am going to have multiple additional lawsuits. We've gotten 3 TROs in recent days, worked on over a dozen cases, and we're going to have multiple ones coming down the pike. Maybe we'll even do a contrarian special report.
Right. So we're also doing lots in the world of politics and foreign relations. Today, you're going to see an interview with Eric Swalwell, a very well known congressman. You're probably used to seeing his performances at hearings. We're talking about the budget. I'll get to that in just a second. And we're talking about Trump's chaos on the international stage. On that front, Pete Hegseth is already throwing Ukraine to the wolves, saying it's unrealistic to get back lost territory and they shouldn't be in NATO. Trump is going to be with Putin in Egypt. This is appropriately happening at Munich, where the Security Council is going on. 1938, Munich, selling down a small country far away, as Neville Chamberlain said. All Trump and Hegseth need are umbrellas, and they will meet the really shameful legacy of Neville Chamberlain. Norm, we also have budget news coming, a really unpopular budget from our Republican friends.
They claimed that they were going to put the fiscal house in order, but even worse than the soaring inflation that we're continuing to see because of their economic chaos, and our friend Jared Bernstein will be with us to talk about this on the Contrarian, is the fact that they are letting the budget run rampant. You can't have that kind of hypocrisy. And this budget reconciliation plans that they have ahead are a recipe for economic disaster. And friends, you know that's where that's going to hit moms and dads and kids. at the kitchen table, in the pocketbook.
And
They're crushing us all.
I will tell you, even Fox News admits it. They had a great graphic today. Price of eggs last fall, 221. Price of eggs now, 811. This is Fox News. They can't hide it. They can make up all kinds of figures about the federal government. They can try to censor people, but ultimately the markets, the grocery store do not lie. And here's where Trump is making things worse. Inflation is still going up. Tariffs are a tax on consumers, as we keep saying here at the Contrarian. Grocery prices are going up. He's busy mucking around, trying to censor federal workers, trying to fire them. Meanwhile, he's not doing what he was elected to do. And this, I think, is where we all come in and keep the pressure on. So we're going to wrap it up for today. This is Rapid Fire in the Morning. Hope you had your cappuccino or your drip coffee. You're going to need it to keep awake all day long. Join us at the Contrarian, and we'll be back soon. Bye bye, and
Stay tuned,
to all.
friends.
To all.
Bye.